Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm back in Eden's Garden, and this is like 2 hours after I did the first part, but you're gonna not see it after 2 hours, because, anyways, I just really want to get into it. We're gonna get this investigation done. Before I do anything else, we should go back over the tablet. The victim is Cara Koskinen, the ultimate teacher's aide. She was stabbed in the torso 28 times. Damn! The victim also suffered chemical burns to the head. The most notable burns are to her eyes and scalp. Cause of death is blood loss. Time of death is unknown. There's a lot going on here. Chemical burns in addition to 28 stab wounds? Jesus, I don't want to believe anything that the speaker guy says, but if this murder really is based on a true event, damn, the killer is totally sick in the head. Tablet has been added to the truth bullet sections of your trinket. Oh my god, this is so exciting. Okay, so now I can move. Do I want to go in? Probably not. Should I just see what it says? What am I doing? Yeah, okay. Okay. Let's look at the body. Our captors gave us a lot of information about this victim. To their credit, what's written on the tablet seems accurate, but I should inspect the body just in case. Damn it, it's just a doll. Damon, stop hesitating. The doll was slumped against the door, her torso soaked in blood. Parts of her shirt had been ripped open, exposing bits of bloody, indiscernible pulp. Ew. I quickly took a step back, trying to control my breathing to avoid throwing up. It's just a doll. There's no reason to be afraid of the doll. Okay. The initial sight of the doll shocked me so much I completely overlooked this rifle. Inspecting it now, I realized something. If the victim was stabbed, why was a rifle near her body? That rifle. Could you step back a bit? I'm curious about something.
No.
What? No, Before I could finish my sentence, Jean walked over to where I was and picked up the gun. Hey, you're messing with the crime scene! Ignoring me, he released the magazine of the gun with surprising ease. Eh? From the top of the magazine protruded a loaded bullet.
I see.
Huh, that's interesting. This rifle hasn't even been used. Definitely a dangerous thing to have around. I'll put it down and guard it so nobody gets any smart ideas. Better than him holding it. Damn, a loaded gun. What was going on in the killer's head? Why bring a gun to the crime scene and not even use it? Unless that gun was purely for intimidation? It's not very logical, but it would be a twisted game to play with the victim. Oh yeah. Bloody knife. A bloody knife lay next to the victim. It's safe to say that this must be the murder weapon. Obviously. Hands. Her hands were surprisingly clean, all things considered. There were no other marks or injuries apart from her nails. Stop texting me! It looked like there was dried blood underneath them. Why was there blood under her nails, but not on the rest of her band? Victim's hands has been added to the truth bullet section of your trinket. Body. The girl had been stabbed repeatedly. I don't need the tablet to know that. However, her cause of death, you'd think it was a stab to the heart or something, but the tablet claimed blood loss. Taking a closer look, the wounds, they did seem excessively deep. At least not deep enough to pierce her heart. If she died from blood loss, what does that say about the killer? They probably could have killed her quickly if they wanted. Did they want her to suffer a slow death? Damn, this is messed up. That seemed to be all the evidence. Nothing else was catching my eye. I should check inside of the closet now. I'll talk to these people first. Actually, no, I'll go in. Oh, you guys are in here. Like the rest of the building, the inside of the closet was old and dilapidated. Dated. It was the last place I wanted to dig through, but I had to gather as much evidence as possible. Otherwise, I won't be able to present a strong argument. we'll start with shelf. The shelf was packed with an assortment of towels. I briskly inspected them, lifting each towel to check for anything underneath. Many had gathered dust, but that was it. Nothing looked suspicious about them. Bucket. It's a bucket. Pretty typical thing to find inside a janitor's closet. But why is it randomly lying here? There's nothing inside it, except... What is this smell? It smelled like bleach? Bucket had been added to the truth bullet section. I need to inspect the area around me before I think about moving to the back of the room. What the hell? Okay, I guess I'll talk to them. There might be more clues around here. I'm going to check this entire closet for evidence. No thanks, a person like her is probably more likely to cause a murder, not solve one. Alright, have fun with that. Hey, where is this hatred coming from? Oh, because she's a liar, I guess? I don't know.
It's for the best.
We must make every effort to examine the crime scene as thoroughly as possible. Not for the sake of entertaining the people who kidnapped us, but for the sake of the victim. After all, this was based on a real murder, was it not? That was what the tablet said, though I'm still skeptical about the validity of that statement. Oh darn, it's going back. I can't read again.
Check it out!
Hey, check out what's behind this door! Saying that, she stepped away from the corner. It's a ladder. Doesn't seem like there's anything strange about it. Why was this brought to my attention again?
Dude, not cool.
I'm disappointed in you. Huh?
So hackneyed.
You call that thing a ladder? It's so obviously a step ladder.
Seriously?
Aren't they practically the same thing?
Pardon me.
I have to agree with Miss Amber. Everyone knows an ace investigator must record his evidence as accurately as possible. That's certainly what the victim would want. A guy doesn't get my references and no fun to be around. I'm going to check on the peeps outside. Smell you later, lawyer man. She's already out of here? Did she even investigate anything besides that stupid ladder? Well, she moved, so now I can. Oh, never mind. There's a clock above the door. It doesn't seem like it works. Looks like that's everything around here. I should check out the other end of the room. Oh, I didn't see them here before. Hello? Is there anything I can check before talking to them? No? Okay.
Gotta stay one step ahead.
I checked all the containers on the shelf. They're all full with the exception of one. A bottle of bleach.
Huh?
Bleach? Huh, there was a bucket in this closet that reeked of it.
Makes sense.
That's probably not a coincidence, given this thing is supposed to emulate a real crime scene. It's crazy how much effort has been put into this. I can't think too much about what kind of situation we're in, or I'll never be able to handle it.
Golly!
These shelves are real intriguing. Take a look. Some of the cleaning brands here go as far back as the 80s and 90s.
Eh?
You recognize them? 'Cause I use them. Why would you do that?
How should I put it?
Old chemicals do the job better, since there were fewer regulations about what's poisonous and all that. Just don't ask where I got them. Don't want to alert the feds. Hee hee. I'm sure they don't care about her black market cleaning supplies. Okay, Winona, give me something. That security camera, it's brand new. Now that she's mentioned it, it does look out of place. You'd think it would have gathered dust like the other items in here. Did it recently get cleaned or something? My company's headquarters have similar ones installed, except these cameras are even more high-tech. Typical school, spending more on security than educating their students. That's assuming this is even the academy's doing. Is there anything else? Like, I can't... Okay, wait. Oh, the camera. It's another surveillance camera. Is the guy on the speaker watching us through this? Just the thought made my stomach turn. Alright everyone, that's time. What? Are you serious? I didn't talk to the other— Oh my god, am I missing stuff? It's enough to bring a tear to my eye. Jokes aside, please meet by the elevator for the class trial. You should find it somewhere around the tree of the ignorance. Don't make me wait too long. I might start getting zap happy. See you soon. Wait. Class trial? What the hell does that mean? Sounds like that's the end of our investigation.
Let's see.
If we're done with this closet, we should go outside and talk to the others. Okay, well, yeah, I was gonna do that, but it didn't let me. No!
Come off the grass.
Oi, what the hell is a class trial? Your guess is as good as mine.
Duh.
Obviously, we're going to court. Court?
What?
He's going to put us on trial?
Listen to me.
Maybe that's where we'll talk about the clues we found.
Just saying.
It makes sense for our current situation. Investigation, clues, files, what else could that stuff be for?
What?
Good point. It does seem oddly similar to court procedures. Obviously, we're missing key suspects and witnesses, but they don't seem to be relevant to this case
Wait
anyway.
a minute.
He mentioned that this elevator was near the Tree of Ignorance, right? He must be referring to the room with the tree.
Focus.
Probably, yeah, it's the only thing I can think of. However, I don't recall seeing an elevator anywhere.
Just follow me.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get our butts over there. She keeps treating this like a dumb game. If we're really going on trial, that's gonna be a nuisance to deal with.
Okay.
We might as well follow her. One by one, everyone left. I guess I have no choice but to go as well. Okay, what if cause I literally— Oh, I can still go in there and stuff. No, cause the only thing I need to do is talk to the people. Like, what if I'm missing something? This is really bad. Okay, guys, remember to talk to people before entering. Oh, hey girl, what are you doing out here? How do you remain so stoic at a time like this? Are you worried at all?
It's simple.
No, not really. It's not like we're investigating some high-stakes murder. It's just a dummy, that's it. Yes, quite. I completely concur. She's obviously faking it. Without even looking at her face, I can tell she's sweating bullets. Hey girl, come on. Oh wait, I should probably save. Frick. Hold on. Let me save. Let me save! When I arrived at the tree, I saw that people were already
Check
bickering.
it out.
A big tree? Eden's Garden Academy? Overused religious symbols is tight. I really hope we get let out after this.
Oi, you.
Can you confirm, liar chick?
Hmm.
Why are you asking her?
Come off the grass.
Come off the grass. Grass? She's clearly faking her talent.
Am I hearing you right?
And that makes her one of the bad guys? Who would want to fake their identity besides someone with a secret to hide? I bet she's one of those, one who brought that gas bomb onto the train.
Really?
And she didn't think to bring a mask to avoid passing out or whatever.
If no one else is gonna say it.
If all you need was a mask to protect you, then... Hey, don't look at me. I literally passed out. This helmet's got plenty of holes in it. I'd suffocate otherwise.
I've got something to say.
No, the liar chick's totally sus. Just look at how calm she's been acting. She somehow knew that dead body was a dummy, then she poked it in the face? That's not normal.
Deal with it.
I told you, it was my intuition.
Ugh.
Intuition my ass.
Hold your horses.
It's not unbelievable. My gut told me we should inspect the doll. Now look at us, we're on a mission to solve her murder.
Any clue?
Where is this elevator supposed to be again? That's right, there's meant to be an elevator around here. But all I see is the Tree of Ignorance is right there. Maybe we're missing something here. Or maybe we are being played for fools. Got this right there. Who do I think is most important? Probably you. Once this is all over, I think I'll allow myself a nap. Okay, or not, like...
Man.
I thought I was finally gonna have a normal school experience. Nobody's going to believe this. Well, they might believe you guys, but the whole world's just gonna laugh at me.
Sucks.
He definitely has an inflated view of himself.
Hey.
Hey, don't look so down. Even though things seem uncertain at the moment, try not to let it get to
Put a
you.
smile on that face.
You should wear a big smile. Smiling always makes me feel better. Thanks for the advice. Hey! I love her. Don't be rude. Well, are you gonna help? This is stupid. Is that his attempt at an excuse? Probably.
Weird.
There's gotta be an elevator somewhere around here.
Let me think.
Maybe it's hidden behind some kind of,
Uh,
crud. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's called, frickin'... Awesome, it's called fricking.
yeah.
Not funny, dude.
Hey.
New objective, find the elevator.
Yep.
It can't be that hard, can it? Come on, let's investigate.
Sheesh.
Let's just get this over and done with. This'll definitely be a story to tell the folks back home. My mom will be so worried when I don't answer her calls. Accepting that letter was the worst mistake in my life.
Damn.
That golfer woman made some loaded accusations, huh? People can believe what they want about me. In the meantime, I'm going to search for the
I
elevator.
see.
Alright then. The Tree of Ignorance. This reminds me of an exhibit I saw in
Come
London.
again.
That's certainly
For
random.
your information.
Well, it was a very memorable exhibit.
Oh.
No, the London thing. Were you on vacation? A vacation? No, I don't do much of those anymore. Why is that?
Never mind.
Inconsequential. Nevertheless, London was one of the nicer places to visit. Even if it was only for a few days, I really enjoyed meeting everyone there. There's no way she would have met everyone in London in a few days. Is there really an elevator around here? Seems kinda hard to believe. Wouldn't that sort of thing be pretty difficult to, hide? That liar trick is definitely hiding something. No matter how much you morons deny it, it's the truth. She's probably right. Damn, he's tall.
Interesting indeed.
A class trial, huh? Whatever this class trial entails, if we want to overcome it, we've got to work as a team. Jumping down each other's throats will get us nowhere. Okay, I talked to everybody. Where is it? Here it is. The more I look at it, the more confused I am. I'm gonna get a headache. I better stop. No, it's literally right there, guys. I'm telling you right now. Can you look? At the base of a tree was a marble bust depicting a figure in a creepy mask. These were cracks all over the mask. There were cracks all over the mask, and one of the eyes was even missing. How old must this thing be?
What you doing?
You noticed the statue too, don't ya? Huh? Oh, yeah.
Alright.
What's up with the statue?
Hmm.
There's definitely something whack about it. I just can't put my finger on what.
Look,
The mask is broken. There's a piece missing.
But
Is that weird? The statue is probably like super old. It makes sense it would be cracking and stuff.
I'm talking.
No, it definitely seems intentional.
wait.
Like, it's crappy on purpose? Even so, it's not relevant to the elevator, is it? Well,
What about?
maybe if we find the piece and place it on the back of the statue, something will happen, like a puzzle-solving game. That sounds kind of far-fetched, but it wouldn't hurt to try.
Sounds easy.
You saying we gotta look around for the other part of the mask? Hold on to your butts, cause I got the eyes of a predator.
Whatever.
This isn't a oh, never mind. With that, everyone started to search the tree again. Some people inspecting the tree itself, while others scoured around it. After what seemed like only a few minutes, Grace stood up and frantically with something in her hands.
Oi!
Oi, everyone, I found it! We gathered around Grace to see what she was holding.
Nice.
Nice, that must be it. What should we do with it? Do we just stick it back into the mask?
Leave it to me.
Probably, yeah. I'll take care of it.
Soybean!
Back off, Hercules. You ain't the one who found it. Grace brought the piece back over to the statue and slotted it right into the mask. Then, nothing happened.
Fail.
Oh, that was anticlimactic. Suddenly, the ground we were standing on began to shake.
Golly!
Oh, golly!
Oh shit!
Are we about to die? Yeah. I knew it. Like, it was so obvious.
Yo!
I was right.
Whoa!
That's actually worked? A freaking secret passageway in a tree. I never thought I'd see that. The Tree of Knowledge, a symbol of sentience, intuition, and understanding, exists here only as a barren replica. The Tree of Ignorance emulates the wonder of nature but does not achieve it. And justly so, for ignorance often inspires to be seen as wisdom.
Game over, man! Game over!
Oh god, now he's spitting random philosophy. We're so fricked. Will this take us to the elevator?
What about...
There's stairs at the foot of the opening.
Question mark?
I like that. What are we waiting for? Let's explore.
If I may ask.
Why the sudden rush?
Duh!
I want to get home, duh.
Elementary, my dear.
If we get this over with, we'll get out quicker. It's simply math. It's simple math. Fair enough. So we just walk in, do we? One by one, we approached the opening of the tree. And descended into the darkness. This is an elevator. Oh my gosh, I love that scene. I see. The elevator is underneath the tree. Reckless investments, I'm telling you. With a rumble, the elevator began its descent. We stood in silence, 16 worried strangers plummeting into the unknown. That's what we were, after all. Random people thrown into this horrible place. And for what? Some twisted man's gain. A fake crime scene, an investigation, a creepy statue, an elevator and a tree. None of it was the work of your average kidnapper. This was something much bigger, and in no way could it be connected to Eden's Garden Academy. The elevator began to slow, snapping me out of my thoughts. I stood up tall, and when movement stopped completely, the doors opened. In front of us was a large circular hall, supported by marble pillars. In the center of the room, 16 podiums had been arranged into a circle. Were those for us? Welcome everyone. I hope you enjoyed the elevator ride, even if it was a bit quick. As you can see, this is the trial room. Each podium has a name on it. Find your designated podium and stand there until I give out further instructions.
However,
And if we don't comply, then I'll zap you, of course.
back off.
Not this zapping stuff again.
Mess.
Just face it, Miss Madison. We have to go along with his demands. Looks like there's a few smart ones in the pack, eh? Well, come along now. We don't have all day. There was no avoiding it. We had to assume our places. Oh my gosh. Scanning the faces around me, everyone wore similar expressions. Discomfort, anger, worry. It didn't end. We've been kidnapped and forced to play as pawns in some inane game. No farewell, no free will, no choice in our actions. All we could do was move forward. We had to hope for an escape. A way to run from this twisted place. We had to solve this murder case. I'm gonna keep the difficulty because this is my first one. Okay, what is this? Oh, just the truth bullets? Okay, so I have tablet, bloody knife, assault rifle, bucket, victim's hands. Okay. Guys, if I'm really bad, I'm so sorry, because I've never done this before. Class trial in session. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So excited. So.
Let's begin with a brief explanation of the class trial. The objective here is simple. Explain how the murder took place. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue what you believe happened to the victim. Should you all agree on the right answer, you will be free to leave this place. Should you all agree on the wrong answer, well, you'll find out. That's all there is to it. Have fun, everybody.
Somebody, get me out of here.
If this is something we must discuss, I know a good place to start.
Get me out of here, 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 get me out of here!
Same.
Somebody get me out of here! What happened to her? Oh shit! They fried her brain!
Calm down, it's only a shock. She won't suffer any permanent side effects. If I wanted to see the brain dead bicker, I'd just turn on the telly. On that note, please, carry on.
Holy freak. The people running this thing aren't playing around.
As you were saying, Wolfgang?
Right. The way I see it, the objective of this
By the way, can I get like a seat with this thing? I'm just gonna be an onlooker. It's only fair.
You're seriously not going to contribute?
What am I even supposed to do?
Put your detective hat on, buddy. We're here to solve a mystery.
Yeah, who murdered that dummy chick, right?
Not who murdered her, how they murdered her.
Did that tablet not explain it?
It listed her wounds, yes, but it didn't explain how they were inflicted.
Probably because it's so obvious.
But, Miss Amber, you didn't even read the tablet.
And I don't have to!
Would you look at that? A debate's already underway.
These guys are clearly confused. I need to stop them before they arrive at the wrong conclusion. Oh gosh, do you hear that? That's the sound of a non-stop debate approaching. During non-stop debates, your classmate would speak one after another, without interruption. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Students may say things that contradict the truth, and it's your job to determine which statement must be broken in order to progress the trial. For your ammo, you have been armed with the truth bullets you gathered during the investigation. Truth bullets that are relevant to the debate will be loaded into your truth cylinder. Use the mouse to aim your reticle and right-click to fire. Okay. You'll want to aim for words highlighted in gold. Those are weak spots. A lie or contradiction may be hiding within a weak spot. Carefully compare your classmates' statements to the evidence you have gathered, and use the correct truth bullets to destroy the relevant weak spot. And if things are flying by too fast, use the space bar to concentrate. This will temporarily slow down time. Speaking of time, be sure not to run out of it. That's an automatic game over. Not that something of your caliber would ever fail. Anyway, press the F3 key to visit these controls whenever you wish. That's all for now. Don't jump to too many conclusions. Non-stop debate. Let's go, guys! Oh, guys, I've never done this. Okay, assault rifle.
The mystery was never about who killed Cara, but how she died.
Is that true? Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene, but the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood? Besides that big, scary gun!
Right there, guys, let me...
No, that's wrong!
Oh yeah.
Cassidy, can you stop butting in? You barely investigated the crime scene to begin with.
Whoa, what? I searched that place from top to bottom.
Alright, then tell me, How is a fully loaded assault rifle used as the murder weapon?
That's easy. It wasn't. Obviously, the shooter reloaded their gun to full capacity. Any smart shooter could tell you that. Right, Desmond?
Why are you bringing me into this?
Except, the victim suffered multiple stab wounds to the torso. If a gun was fired, not only should the body have had bullet wounds, but there would be shell casings from the fired bullets. We saw neither at the crime scene.
Details. If the gun didn't do that, chicken, what was the actual murder weapon?
The actual murder weapon? That's obvious. The knife?
I got it. The bloody knife. It's just so blatantly obvious. It was literally right next to the victim's body.
Why so Cam's razor gotta ruin everything?
Interesting. Both the knife and the rifle were present at the crime scene, but only the knife was used.
Kind of weird choosing the inferior weapon.
Nothing beats the sting of a sharpened blade.
Okay.
If the killer didn't use the rifle, why was it at the crime scene?
Maybe it came from inside the closet.
Don't see why you'd be storing a gun in a janitor's closet.
Man, I don't know. What if it's not even related to the murder?
Of course it's related. It's covered in blood.
Oh no. Everyone's starting to yell.
This debate is getting out of control fast. I need to say something. Oh my god, I can't. Do I have options? Okay, tablet. What was the tablet? It was about...
Both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yeah.
Yet they opted for the knife.
Yeah.
Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
I don't know about
That's
that one.
your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the killer would have no reason to bring it with them. And yet, they did.
Watch it be for the aesthetic.
Oh no. I don't know. It's easy to assume the killer was the one holding the gun, but considering the details of the victim's death, I'm inclined to think otherwise. Oh, it's gonna be Winona's.
Both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then...
No, that's wrong!
Oh yeah.
Stop that thought right there. If we keep assuming the killer had the gun, we'll end up running in circles.
What? You think the killer was unarmed?
No, they were definitely armed. With a knife. The reason they didn't use a gun is probably because they never had it to begin with.
But then, who did?
Cara.
Easy. The victim.
Whoa, the dummy had the gun?
If it wasn't the killer, it has to be her. She must have brought it to the closet. She was probably carrying it before the murder, but dropped it when the killer attacked her.
Oh, I guess that makes some sense.
Complete sense.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Aren't you overlooking something?
Huh?
The victim was stabbed from the front, meaning she could have seen the killer coming, correct? If so, why didn't she shoot them?
A stealth attack! I bet the killer memorized her AI movements.
That girl must have been killed before she had the chance to defend herself.
That's not technically true. There's evidence of a struggle between the victim and the killer.
Specifically, evidence that shows the victim attempted to fight back. The nails. Right? Yeah.
This is it. We found dry blood under the victim's fingernails, which implies she was clawing at her attacker. Of course, no explanation is definitive without photo proof of the killer, but I'm confident this is what happened.
Why would you resort to scratching when you're carrying a gun?
Did something get in the way of her using it?
Wonder if that killer stole it from her.
She should have seen or heard him coming from the hallway at the very least.
Did they throw the bleach onto her?
Why do you think she was in the hallway?
That's where the fight happened, right?
I think you're getting ahead of yourself. How can we be sure the fight happened there?
Maybe the fight started in the hallway, and after it ended, her body was dragged into the closet.
If that happened, shouldn't there have been streaks of blood on the floor or in the hallway?
Drag marks? Can't say I saw any.
It was merely a jest. No need to take it so seriously.
Instead of dragging the victim, what if the killer carried her? I don't know why they would want to do that, but it would explain the lack of drag marks.
But then, wouldn't the killer have been covered in
blood? Aye. It should have gotten everywhere. Those wounds were brutal. A few inches deep, I reckon. Carrying her would have done nothing to stop the blood flow.
Good point.
She was obviously killed in the closet. That's where the blood was?
Yes, you're right. I'm so sorry for derailing the conversation.
Moving on. That fight. The victim had the gun, but she was overpowered?
If she wanted to, she could have just, you know.
It doesn't make much sense, does it?
There must be something we're missing. Something that explains how the victim was overpowered. And I know I'm the only one who can figure that out. Alright, I'll talk about agree points. During the last non-stop debate, you would have noticed that some phrases were blue. Yeah, but you weren't expecting that, huh? Those phrases are called agree points. They are counterpart to weak spot. As the name would suggest, if the agree point aligns with the evidence you've gathered, you can use your truth bullets to prove it correct. Simply aim your reticle at it as you would with a weak spot and shoot. In your pursuit of the truth, you must be prepared to corroborate your classmates' testimonies. When it would be wise to do so is for you to figure out. Good luck. Okay, I think I can do this. You just need to do something with the bleach, right? It's definitely going to be the
That
bucket.
slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hands.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl didn't even see them coming.
Maybe she thought the killer was
It
her
might have been
friend.
that.
I know I
No.
wouldn't hurt a friend.
She tried clawing their eyes out.
I think it's C, because they threw the bucket on her. Why did the victim not shoot her attacker? I don't know! Everyone's got a theory, but who has the actual answer?
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hands.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl did.
Hello, shoot! Freaking shoot, hello! Ah!
Appreciate the support, but you're not talking any sense, mate.
I'm dumb, I'm sorry. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Are you serious? It can't be friend. Why would it be friend? Here.
I know I would.
Okay.
The victim mistook the killer for a
For
friend.
this was so seriously though.
Why? There's no evidence she mistook the killer.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That
What?
slimy killer
What is
pulled
the
a fast
tablet?
one and knocked the
Not
gun
the
out of
gun.
her hands.
I don't
By the
think
sounds
so.
of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
Friend.
I bet that girl.
Okay, I'm just gonna try this again.
I got it.
Thank you. I don't get it though. I literally just guessed.
John actually has a point. The victim probably couldn't see what was going on.
Oh, because it mentioned it in the thing, and then we used the bucket to make.
According
Okay.
to the tablet, she suffered chemical burns to the face and eyes. That sort of injury would have effectively blinded her. Also, inside the janitor's closet, there was a large empty bottle of bleach. That's probably the chemical that caused the burns.
Blinded? With bleach? That's horrible!
All that pain, yet she still managed to fight back?
She sure put up a struggle. Without a gun, I guess the next best thing was her hands.
So the killer was definitely the one who blinded her.
Indeed. Knowing she had a gun, he blinded her to make her less dangerous. Then, when he pinned her against the door and stabbed her, she tried to retaliate.
Until eventually dying from her wounds.
Jeez, this is brutal. Couldn't they have toned down the violence?
The past is in the past, and we can't change that. Now all we can do is solve her untimely death, eh?
I mean, by the sounds of it, we've already figured it out, right?
No, not yet.
Seriously?
But we've already discussed so much!
We know she was armed. We know she was blinded. We figured out how she died. How is this not a closed case?
Please understand, I'm proud of everyone's hard work so far. Because of you, we're one step closer to bringing the victim justice.
This was never about the dummy.
However, we should think of this case like an equation.
What?
Knowing how it works is only half the struggle. Now we need to figure out why.
But we don't need to.
As in, the motive?
You're on the right track.
Actually, we might need to.
You speak like we have any information on the killer. The man's a stock image. He doesn't even have a name.
Real.
What are we supposed to ascertain from that? That he's a non-character?
Not every answer will be written down for you. Sometimes actions speak louder than...
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold the phone!
Grace?
He's alive.
Whoa, what? Since when was Grace back to normal?
Right now, Soybean. Watching you guys try to solve this mystery has been like watching a dumpster catch on fire. I guess all that smoke must have clouded your vision, 'cause there's a big-ass elephant in this room. An elephant in the room?
That's giving us too much credit.
So the killer incapacitated that girl. She had a gun, it makes total sense. Problem is, you've yet to explain how he used the bleach.
The bucket.
I sort of assumed he spilled it on the victim.
Right. He just tipped the bottle over her.
That bottle is where the bleach came from, sure. But I doubt the bottle itself was involved in the murder. When we found it, it was neatly ordered on a shelf near the back of the closet. The gun and knife were just thrown on the floor, so it's weird this weapon was handled so differently.
Do you think the killer just poured the contents of that bottle into something else?
Sure, before the actual murder took place, I'd say.
And what is this something else? Go on, explain it before this dumpster turns molten.
I'm really stubborn about this, but I get the point she's trying to make. Before we move on from the subject, we need to make sure it's a logic. Its logic is completely sound. Alright then, let's pull out this fire. Put out. I know. It has to be the bucket, right?
Well, if the original bottle's been emptied,
What else do we have? Tablet.
where'd the
victims.
bleach go?
Into another bottle?
What about a container?
No! No!
Bunch in the closet.
I bet the killer had a secret water gun. So when the victim came in,
Darn.
pow! He squirted her in the eyes.
Hey! The ink vanishes when the battle's over.
Can I speed it up?
Grace.
To inflict those chemical burns, the killer had to use something. But what? I was trying.
If the original bottle's been emptied, where'd the bleach go?
Into another bottle?
What about
a container?
Girl, shoot!
I got it.
She's correct. The killer put the chemicals in a bucket. Or, more specifically, the same bucket we found at the crime scene. After all, it reeked of bleach. If the killer didn't use it to transport bleach, what else did they use it for? Personal cleaning? I doubt it.
Yo, that makes sense.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Okay, cool. So, how'd the killer use that bucket to spill bleach in the victim's eyes?
It would be a fairly heavy bucket, so it's unlikely he threw it on her.
She'd shoot him before he even had the chance. Use your brain, mate.
It was probably on the door.
Of course, my apologies.
It's a good question. How was the killer able to get a hefty bucket of chemicals into the victim's eyes? Especially without her knowing. There must be some kind of clue missing here. Think, Damon, think.
Even if he did manage to splash her, the girl should have sustained intense facial burns. However, aside from her eyes, her face was relatively untouched.
Yeah, that's weird.
Well, if you check the tablet, it said she had burns to the scalp, too.
Okay, well then yeah, it was like on a door.
Burns to the scalp? How does that work? Unless those chemicals came from above?
Above? Yes, that's right, above.
Did the killer somehow suspend the bucket in the air? Maybe there was a mechanism that made it tip over when someone entered the room.
Where's this bucket supposed to be again?
Above. Which, well, could mean anything.
Was the killer hiding above the door frame?
There's no way they were up there. There's nothing for them to sit or hold on to. Not to mention, they couldn't have stabbed her from up there.
And if there's no place for the killer to sit, then there's no place for the bucket to sit.
Unless you take into account the size difference.
Eh?
The space above the entrance might not be able to support a person, but it could still support something as small as a bucket.
And that thing supporting the bucket?
The killer wanted two things, for the bucket to be above the victim, and for it to spill on her when she entered the room. In other words, he needed to balance the bucket, but on what? Do I have anything for that? Like the door? Ooh! I would think the door, but step ladder's too small.
I don't know how we overlooked this, but I've got it. The killer just balanced the bucket on the door.
Like in those water bucket pranks people film?
Exactly. When the victim came into the room, she pushed open the door and caused the bucket to fall on her. This would make it so she couldn't shoot back or even get a chance to see her assailant. When the bucket hit the ground, it probably rolled away. That'd explain why we found it a couple feet from the victim.
That is a possibility, yes.
It sounds like the best conclusion.
There's just one problem. How was the killer able to reach that high?
The
Unless
step
they were
ladder.
abnormally tall, it'd be difficult to place something on top of that door.
Well, let's use that as our next point of discussion. How did the killer set up this trap?
To balance that bucket on the door, the killer would need to reach pretty high. Was there anything at the crime scene they could have used as a boost? If I can answer that, it will add further credibility to my theory.
This is it.
Oh yeah.
There was a stepladder hiding behind the closet door. The killer probably used that.
Yes, Cassidy, you did something.
After climbing it, they could position the bucket right on top of the door.
Figures.
My precious stepladder? You think the bad guy used my super duper obvious stepladder?
Match point. Occam's razor.
Yes, it appears our killer didn't care much for subtlety. No matter how obvious it seems, it's the only answer that makes sense.
It was the only knickknack of its kind, too. If there's something else that killer could have used, it's escaping me.
I see. It makes sense with what we've got so far. But I'm not done yet. I still have one last question for you apes.
Please just leave us alone. Oh, I'm so tired.
Hey, don't be like that. Grace may be loud, but her questions have really helped our discussion.
Anyway, what was the killer doing when that bucket poured onto the girl's head?
He obviously didn't just stand there and observe.
I have to agree. Finn must have been hiding somewhere, waiting for her to arrive. Somewhere nearby, I'd assume. Oh, I don't know this. The closet?
What about behind the door?
Nope.
The killer could have hidden there as the girl entered.
Wouldn't the stepladder be in the way?
What if I lose this? Outside? I don't think so. On top. Okay, in the back, I guess.
I got it. I've got it. The killer was hiding in the back of the closet.
How?
If he was pressed up against the furthest shelf and facing the entrance, there'd be a diagonal path between him and his victim. I say diagonal because that's the only way you can make a direct charge forward. Also, when the victim entered the room, she would have been standing with her back to the hallway, right outside the killer's range. That's why the stab wounds were only made to her chest.
Creating the crime scene we found! Great job, guys! We're actually doing this!
She sounds like, Vanellope from Wreck-It Ralph.
That was the last mystery, right? We must have put everything together now.
Even if it's all fake, I feel really bad for this victim.
It's an ugly sight, but she's no victim.
Huh?
Well, technically she is, but let's be real. The girl was carrying a gun. She probably provoked the killer, and they killed her in self-defense. It's a clear-cut case of the hunter becoming the hunted, no?
That's no excuse.
What?
There's no justifying murder. Killing a woman is the worst thing a man could do.
You're emanating a sizable amount of emotional tension. Are you okay?
There's no excuse. There never was an excuse.
Whoa, what's going on?
28 stab wounds!
Oh.
No girl, no person should ever suffer Kara's fate.
I'm sorry?
Wait, who's Cara?
It was the victim's name! Didn't anyone read the tablet?
Is he crazy?
I agree with you, dude, but you don't have to shout out your point.
Oi, what's all this about? We've figured out the case. Stop trying to drag it on.
No. We're not finished here.
Huh?
There's no murder without a proper motive. We need to discuss why Cara died.
Or maybe people are just like crazy.
I am not going this far for a fictional murder case. We aren't looking for a murderer, we're looking for answers, which we have.
Do you turn in a half-finished exam, Winona? An essay without its conclusion?
Yeah.
This isn't about efficiency, this is about being right. Or do you, a supposed entrepreneur, not value integrity?
What the hell?
Let's just talk about the motive. There's no harm in doing that, right?
Well, what was the motive? Was the killer fighting for their life? Or were they going out of their way to murder?
Maybe the gun freaked him out.
If I was in the killer's shoes, I'd definitely be nervous. Thing is, while acting out of self-defense is possible, since when does it look like this?
Yeah, 28 stab wounds is crazy. Like, just stab her a few times.
Given the severity, I'd liken it to a crime of passion.
Something done on impulse?
What if they were frightened? A spooky thing might have set them off big time.
No, because they literally planned it out. Like, they put the bleach up there. Unless, like, she was literally, like, hunting them. But even then, like, why do you hate her so much that you stabbed her that many times?
That's wrong. There's no way this was done in self-defense.
How do you know?
No matter what excuse the killer uses, it doesn't change the fact they have blood on their hands.
Yo, bud, you seem a little pressed.
Silence! I won't allow this!
Oh my gosh. Wow, things are getting emotional. While you've only been using logical arguments to further the trial so far, now might be a good time to change your approach. Introducing the pathos mechanic. During non-stop debates, the emotionally charged commentary of your classmates will appear as purple text. These comments are called pathos statements. You can absorb these pathos statements by hovering over them with your sill and pressing E. The pathos statements will then be loaded into your truth cylinder. Find a weak spot that is directly contradicted by the pathos statement and fire. If successful, you will make a powerful emotional argument to counteract your opponents. Stay on the lookout for pathos statements. While you'll always be able to advance the trial using pure logic, emotional arguments can lead to some unique conversations. I think I'm gonna fail this. What the hell? Tablet. What?
To kill Cara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest!
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
What is
You
it's
don't
purple?
even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
But how can we do that? There's no
reason to trust you.
If you have no proof.
So says the ultimate liar.
Okay. Was this murder justified, or was it truly unforgivable? I feel like I have an obligation to find the truth. Do I use the lawyer's intuition on his thing?
There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was killing of one of humanity's
I don't see how that relates to
okay.
his point.
I'm sorry. I made a mistake, guys. I'm gonna fail. Oh, frick. You know, Renona.
Is there a second crime scene?
Oh, that was disagreeing. Oopsie. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
so easily and without restraint.
I don't know what to do.
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust.
No, that's wrong.
Thank you.
Expertise shouldn't be overlooked here. If there's anyone to believe, it's the lawyer.
Say what?
Wolfgang has spent his life in the courtroom and on the crime scene. He'd understand the criminal mind in ways we can't possibly imagine.
Okay, but he's like really emotional right now, so I don't think we should trust him.
He was even emotionally invested in a murder case he'd never seen before.
Exactly, but he's too emotional.
If his lawyer's intuition tells us that the killer was in the wrong, then we have no reason to disagree. We're all ultimates for a reason. We need to trust in talent.
Well spoken. If Wolfgang is adamant about the killer's intentions, we should have faith in him.
Yeah, Wolfgang's clearly trying his best for us.
Let's trust in the lawyer and his bargain bin buddy.
Hey! If it means going home, then new guys convinced me.
Right on! Team Wolfgang all the way!
Thank you all for your support.
Well, Eva, do you still disagree?
Even if I did, it's not worth pursuing.
Does this mean we're done here? Hey! We're Disembodied Voice! We've figured out your stupid case! Now let us leave!
Oh, you're finally done. In all honesty, I stopped paying attention a long time ago.
What? We only went through this case because of you.
Silly me, I have a short attention span. So, just for my own benefit, why don't you summarize the information you've learned?
Yes!
It'll be good practice.
For what? Practice?
Fine. I'll do as you ask. I'll present the truth.
We'll present the truth together. Let's dig into it.
It's time to bring this trial to an end. It's time for the closing argument. During closing argument, you must summarize the case from start to finish. Naturally, your medium will be a comic book. Since the class has a relatively good understanding of the case, some parts of the comic are already complete. But it seems your peers have glossed over the smaller details, judging by those gaps in the story. To fill these gaps, you have been provided a collection of stock panels. Use the WASD keys to navigate your stock. Hover your mouse over the relevant gap and press the left key to insert the panel. Don't forget the Q and E keys, those are how you flip between pages. By the way, gaps will reveal a hint if you hover over them. If you ever need to revisit this information, the control panel is only one key away. Now stand up straight and fix that tie. We've got a case to close. Okay. What was the victim carrying? A gun. Okay, so, but I don't have that yet, so. What did the killer use? Going up the stepladder. Pour into the bucket. Reach the door frame. Okay, so now I need... How's the trap triggered? Right there. Okay. What did the victim do when they were stabbed? Pour into the bucket. No. Perfect. And then that.
This is how it happened. The victim was Cara, the ultimate teacher's aide. Right before her death, she was wandering around the academy carrying a large assault rifle. That was probably when our unnamed killer, who was armed with a knife, spotted her.
And decided he'd put her to eternal rest. He slid inside that little janitor's closet, where he began hatching a deadly scheme.
Aye, they needed a way to surprise the victim, who was better armed. The killer grabbed a bottle of bleach from the closet and poured its contents into a bucket.
That's because they wanted to blind Cara by splashing the bleach in her eyes.
Sneaky little bastard.
But to do that, they would need to set a trap and catch the victim by surprise. The killer moved a stepladder behind the closet door and climbed up it to reach the door frame. There, they carefully placed the bucket.
That way, when the victim opened the door, the bucket would empty its contents all over her.
After completing this setup, the killer retreated to the far end of the janitor's closet and waited for the victim's arrival. The killer could have made noise to attract the victim's attention. Either way, the victim tried to open the door.
And, the bleach splashed all over her. Her scalp, face, and eyes were severely burned.
Youch!
The killer leapt from his hiding place and began viciously attacking Cara. In his fit of rage and cruelty, he stabbed her from the front 28 times.
While being stabbed, the victim tried to fight back by clawing at the killer. This left the dried blood under her fingernails. However, it didn't deter the killer, and the victim eventually died.
At present, we don't have enough information to reveal the killer's true identity, but their actions haven't been forgotten. That is the truth behind this case.
I feel bad for Cara.
Are you satisfied?
A measly 3 acts. Poor Horace would be beside himself.
Who the hell is...
No one cares! We've done your end of the bargain. Now let us out already!
That is what I promised, isn't it? Alright, I'll let you leave this room. But before I do, may I be frank with you all for a second? This entire time I've been hiding behind a speaker, afraid to show my face. My heart tells me you'll react cruelly to it.
Is he gonna appear?
However, my head, it raises a compelling argument. Who cares what others think? Shouldn't I get to have a little fun once in a while? Yes, let's do away with these silly boundaries already. It's time we meet face to face.
Face to face?
What was that all about?
Everybody, look over there!
Hello? Ooh! Oh, hello?
Toss away those pickaxes, peasants! The walls have finally crumbled. What will you do now that you've reached the other side? Will you treasure this new land? Serve it? Or will you set it ablaze? Well, peasants, have you made your choice?
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
This person, his voice.
Are you the speaker guy?
Speaker guy? No, no. You don't address your superiors like that. Within the halls of this academy, you'll refer to me by one name, and one name only. His Highness, the great and powerful Tozu, host of the Killing Game!
Killing game? Fast trial end.
Well done.
Or you can call me Tozu for short.
Hey.
Hey, what do you mean by killing game?
The show must go on.
Did you really think the story would end once we've reached the climax of the case? Quite the contrary. This was only the beginning.
That's...
Of what?
Why the long face?
Isn't it obvious? Why does it say Damon? That's not Damon. You, my dear subordinate,
Blood is rushing.
are going to kill each other. That's not.
Come on.
That's not funny.
But then...
But you said we could go home if we solved this mystery. I gave you peasants an incentive. It's not my fault you took it the wrong way. What are you talking about? You lied to us.
Rubbish.
Lied? Oh no, absolutely not. I'm a fair man, a man sworn to the truth. And if I recall correctly... Oh, he's only knowing us. I specifically said that you could leave this room, not go home. You sneaky son of a dog.
Not okay!
You're full of it, man. There you go, losing control of your voice. That's how you know you've lost the argument. Logically, it's a cowardly thing like that. It'll jump ship the moment it's confronted with a challenge. He didn't lie, did he? He said he never lies. So when he said this was Eden's Garden Academy, bull. What am I doing, believing someone like him? There's no other way around it. He's lying.
Dude!
Hey, why didn't you tell us about your dumb game sooner? And watch you peasants run away.
Pathetic.
Shaq can host a game without any contestants. Please don't do this.
I just want to go home.
I just want to be with my family. Please, just let me go home.
There's no need to worry.
There's no need to cry, Miss Tallner. Huh? We're all civilized here. No one's going to kill simply because they've been ordered to. What's this? The peasant has a rebuttal.
Let's see.
A match between unprepared, unfit players. You could hardly call that a match. In much the same way, this game you proposed a killing game between students who don't have the heart to kill.
Nonsense.
Do you seriously think we'll abandon our morals so quickly?
Hey!
Yeah, that's totally right. We're like super boring people. We don't have what it takes to do something like this.
Indeed.
My heart is terribly soft, softer than most delicate pieces of mochi. When I see a fly in my room, I catch the poor dear in a jar and return her to nature.
I would never.
My mochi heart would melt otherwise. She would be an amazing killer.
I see.
That's your argument, is it?
How interesting.
So, what has you so convinced?
Huh?
What do you mean? What makes you think the people in this room lack the heart to kill? Do you even know anything about them besides their names and ultimate talents?
Pathetic.
If you do, then tell me. Regarding killing, where do they stand? Are they okay with murder if it's just for the greater good? Are they okay with murder if it guarantees their survival? Is where they currently stand on the issue the same as where they're willing to stand? Go on, you've had a couple hours to get to know everyone. That's plenty of time to learn their life stories, right? Should I take that as a no? Goodness, what a surprise.
Plot twist.
Not! You wouldn't be here, all dressed up in that fancy suit if you were so naive.
Such a spoil
Oh,
sport.
and one more thing. That trial you just did, that was your preparation for the killing game.
Get out.
How? All you did was make us play detective.
Plot twist.
And for good reason. If one of you is killed, the remaining students will participate in the true class trial. Your objective here is simple: uncover the culprit, if you can. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue who you believe committed the murder. The result will be decided by popular vote, and if you choose the right person, they alone will be executed and the killing game will continue. However, if you choose the wrong person, the guilty party will be set free and the rest of you will be executed instead. Those are the rules of the game. Everyone understand? All of us will be executed? That's not fair!
Isn't this lovely?
Really, I think it's one of our most beautiful rules. Everyone has an incentive to participate in the game, innocent or otherwise.
What's happening?
That's insane. You're treating us like pigs to slaughter.
Such disrespect.
Nonsense. All of you have the chance to survive this game. Do you think the common butcher is so merciful? By the way, if no guilty party ever escapes, the killing game will end when there are only 2 students left. You may want to remember that. Maybe you don't care. Depends on what kind of person you are. Out of the 16 people here, only 2 would be allowed to survive.
No shot.
2 people? That's hardly better than if someone gets away with murder.
Well done.
I know. That's what makes it so funny. Most of you will die, no matter what. And yet, with every passing trial, you'll all cling to life more desperately.
The show must go on.
And with that exact mindset is what causes more murders to happen. Aren't these rules simply brilliant? A perfect test of the limits of human compassion.
I have an appetite.
I can't wait to see all of you in action. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Mac. The madman's loud, tinnitus-inducing laughter was suddenly cut off by a well-timed strike from behind.
I've said it a million times, you mangy fucking mutt! I want nothing to do with this stupid game!
Oh yeah, get him.
Ow, 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 ow! Stop it!
Since you've made it clear you won't listen to reason,
She's gonna die.
I'll just make sure you have no arms to kill with!
It's
Do you even listen to when I talk? I'm not the one doing the killing. It's you lot who are...
Grace drove her fist directly into his stomach. She followed it with another blow, and another. And when it looked like she wasn't going to be satisfied until he was dead, I saw it. From out of nowhere, a tiny red dot appeared on Grace's face. She's gonna die!
Hey! Stop already! There's a...
But before we could do anything... Oh! That's crazy. The sound of a gunshot echoed in our ears. That's crazy. Oh! Grace released the man from her grip. You're alive, Green, even though I don't know if I like you yet. Speechless, she moved her hand to her cheek, which had been snicked by the stray bullet. Okay, baddie. Okay, baddie. We all looked in the direction the shot came from. The shooter stood silently by the filler, a trail of smoke rising from the mouth of her rifle. Her mask. The design was a panther instead of a girl, but it was clear that she was working with him. You shot at her.
For real?
This is getting out of hand. Now there's two of them. Everyone slowly backed away from Tozu, suddenly fearful for their lives. What a shocking and unnecessary display of violence.
You think?
I was talking about the golfer woman. Well, now that you become acquainted with her, poor sir, Mara. If any of you kids try to jeopardize the killing game, such as by attacking me, she'll be there to put an end to your shenanigans.
Pardon me.
Even though she misses her shots, that was just a warning. I assure you, it'd be unwise to further test her sharpshooting ability.
In any case...
Regardless, I have an answer to your previous question. Meh? You asked me if I knew anything about my friends besides their names and talents.
No matter.
Truthfully, I don't, but I'll continue to trust them as if I do because they're ultimates. Huh? They are charged with the betterment of society. They've proven themselves to be above simple acts of self-interest.
We will not succumb!
Even if you trap us, fire guns at us, and force us to endure farcical courtroom procedures. He's right. Grace was trying to compose herself, still clearly shocked by her run-in with death.
Don't test me.
No matter how weird these guys are, they're talented. Do you really think an ultimate would fall for this bull? That's right. My friends and I have too much to live for and too much to achieve. We won't throw all that away for your killing game.
Don't get it mixed up.
We're all going to escape. We have to. One by one, the students raised their voices in solidarity with Wolfgang. All of them were so confident in what they were saying, so willing to blindly put their faith in each other. And for some reason, it made me sick.
My.
Never underestimate the strength of human connection. I am quite familiar with this idea.
Aye.
What kind of captain would I be if I can't reach even... Oh my gosh, I can't even handle a small crew of 15. What is this horrible feeling of content? Why do I feel this way when everyone else seems so hopeful? The voice inside me was answered by another.
No.
You've got it all wrong. The students turned their attention towards Eva, surprised by her words. Do you actually believe no one here will try to kill? You're really naive. I don't know how you made it as a lawyer. Well, instead of resorting to random and hominem attack, why don't you explain your reasoning?
It's the truth.
It's obvious. Compared to normal people, ultimates are more prone to killing, not less. Living with constant praise from the public has ruined our sense of self. If you need examples, just look around the room.
What a joke.
Excuse me.
Look.
In the outside world, ultimates will do anything to further their own goals. The same is probably true here. Once you realize your dreams can only be achieved if you escape, you'll resort to murder.
Can't you see?
If you continue to convince all these people to trust each other, they'll only be more vulnerable. Unless that was your plan all along. Is it possible you want to make everyone vulnerable? So that it will be easier for you to kill them. That's
enough.
Suddenly, Ingrid stepped in front of Wolfgang protectively. Wolfie's done nothing wrong. He's given us all a vote of competent. Yeah, it's something we all needed. So stop trying to run against each other, please. The horrible feeling grew stronger as the other students admonished Eva. It grew stronger and stronger, and I knew I had to say something. Eva's right. Huh?
No!
Damon, not you too.
I know.
Look, I get it. You want to make the situation less scary for everybody. But Eva made a good point. All of us have a clear motivation to leave this place, even at the cost of other people's lives. Whether it's to see our families again, or for the sake of our talents.
Don't say that!
No, I would never kill anybody.
That's not it.
Diana, you yourself admitted you had too much to achieve. Don't you see how that's playing into the masked man's hands? This whole we're all ultimates thing is pretty inane anyways. After meeting all of you, it's clear none of us have the same goals.
Hold on.
What are you insinuating? Don't we all carry the same obligation to improve the world we live in? His question angered me more than anything that had ever been said before. I could no longer suppress my true feelings.
That's wrong.
Look, the title barely means anything nowadays, alright? Most ultimates are just doulards obsessing over some pointless hobby. Their talents don't contribute anything of worth. The only thing they're capable of is leeching off public attention for their own goals. Ouch.
You've got to be kidding me.
Running a business that feeds millions is pointless?
No.
Some of you are exception, obviously. But come on, there's no way the rest of you can improve the world we live in with their niche fixations.
That was very...
Don't you mean rest of us? You're an ultimate too. Yeah, what the hell makes you so special? I could feel their words worming their way into my soul. What makes you so special? Well, I can achieve many things with my talent. I can argue policy, consider ethics and morality.
Yeah.
Better yet, I was the one who got you guys through that trial.
Really?
Is that really what happened? I remember all of us helping out.
Shrimp?
Yo, I see what's going on. You think you're better than us just because you can say words nobody understands. Well, that kind of stuff is relative. Like, tell me what a dragster is, do you know? Watch your step, lest you trip and fall from the unparalleled heights of your vanity.
Not good enough.
I'm disappointed in you. How are you so concerned about making yourself look good when we're in the middle of a death game?
The hell?
Wait, I wasn't trying to... It was no use. They turned against me, hurling obscenities, scowling, or simply shaking their heads.
Isn't this lovely?
Phew, do I sense anger, hatred, an unquenchable sense of bloodthirst? Well, save that for later. I'm the only person who can spill blood in the courtroom. The elevator will take you back to the killing game arena. We've cleaned up the crime scene and prepared a dorm room for each of you.
Get lost.
Thanks. Now can you get lost?
Good evening.
Okay. He returned to his podium, with the masked woman trailing closely behind. The bizarre mechanism that brought him into the room lowered the two of them into the ground and out of sight.
Hey.
Still, we're not going to kill anyone, right guys? No matter what happens, we're all going to make it out of here, okay? It was only when the madman had left that reality truly began to set in. I'm trapped in a killing game with people who despise me. How? How did this happen? Is guy crying? Damn, everyone's poses so, like, baddie pose for me. you know? I just wanted to help. I wanted to make sure we didn't trust each other too easily. And now I'm being treated like the bad guy. Will these people practice what they preach? Will they really refuse to kill? I can't trust anyone here. For better or for worse, it's me versus them. So cute, the beginning of the end. The beginning of an unfathomable nightmare, an unrelenting despair. The beginning of the killing game. Vows woven by stitches and needles. They're all alive. Oh wait, this art is so cute. Wait, I want to look. To be continued. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.